I will now call the January 7th, 2019 Blue Springs City Council meeting to order. If you would stand with me, observe a moment of silence, and I will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I want to welcome you in the audience as well as those that might watch it on YouTube later to tonight's City Council meeting. Next, we have the consent agenda. Councilman Culpepper asked that I pull item 3E. Unless there are other items to be pulled, I accept the motion for approval.
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Kaler?
Aye.
Levisay?
Aye.
Fowler?
Aye.
Carter?
Aye.
Edmondson?
Aye.
Culpepper?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Councilman Culpepper.
Well, Your Honor, I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood I've had some questions, I'll start that way, concerning the marijuana laws and if we were going to allow, not allow, and there seemed to be some confusion. So I just wanted to pull this so that I could make sure people understood that this is not saying we're never going to allow any of these pharmacy situations. I'm just going to quote some of the things that are in the report, and that this time is necessary for council to enact any modifications to current ordinances. The administrative delay will allow the city to examine the issues and make changes as the council feels are necessary for the safety of the citizens of Blue Springs, without the fear of possible changes promoting applications for permits to be filed early to avoid the changes that the city may decide to make. It also promotes fairness by halting any new applications or approvals until such time as the specific regulations are adopted, after which everyone will be required to comply with the new ordinance. So staff has just basically said we need to get our ducks in a row before we go forward with this, and I thought it was important that we made a point of letting our residents know that that is why this is on this agenda.
Okay, any questions?
Your Honor, aren't we also waiting for direction from the state since this is a state law?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. So you have a motion to approve?
I will move to approve that, Your Honor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Levisay?
Aye.
Fowler?
Aye.
Carter?
Aye.
Edmondson?
Aye.
Culpepper?
Aye.
Kaler?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Next, we have introduction and reading of bill number 4626.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Okay.
First reading of bill number 4626, an ordinance calling an election to amend the charter of the city of Blue Springs and providing for submissions of the charter amendments to the qualified voters of the city for their approval at the general election called and to be held in the city on April 2, 2019.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Councilman Levisay.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I had a quick comment and a proposal for an amendment here on Charter Amendment question number 3. It's the one that has to deal with the ages of mayor and council member. I talked with a couple of members of the commission, so I know what the intention of this was, and I think the desire is to make a consistency in the ages, and I think that's a good idea. I would agree with that. But we tend to filter these things through our own personal experiences, and so I was actually on election day when I got elected was 25. And so this would not have affected me then, but I did, a couple of years before that, pick up a packet with the potential intention of running. And actually, when I was chairman of the Public Safety Board, I was 24. And so I think in order to remain this consistent, my suggestion would be that we just change the age of the mayor from 25 down to 21. When I was 21, I had already lived in Blue Springs most of my life. I was married. I was a contributing, tax-paying member of this community. And I think that's an old enough age to allow the residents of Blue Springs to make the determination if they want to vote in a mayor of that age. And it also is not so young that we avoid what's happening in Kansas where we have high school seniors running for governor. So I think that's enough of a happy medium. So I'm going to make the motion that we change Charter Amendment 3. If you see line 1 there, instead of to change the minimum age of a council member, says to change the minimum age of mayor from 25 to 21. Simple amendment, and shouldn't affect much paperwork, and it has the desired effect as far as I'm concerned. So I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, is there a discussion?
If I may, in this day of political correctness, and one of the first things you see on the questioning is that we're replacing anything that relates to him or her to them, theys, and we's. Why all of a sudden are we going to penalize or be, well, basically discriminate against someone 21 that maybe wants to run for a council position? Can't do that because now it has to be 25. So to me, it'd be easier just go to the 21 and make it even across the board that way.
Anyone else? Councilman Fowler.
Yeah, I guess mine would be a question to the commission, and I realize they're not here, but what was there debate and discussion about this? And if somebody was there, can you kind of let us know that? I see a hand down there. Yeah.
Well, I know we have 3 people that were there, but as a point of clarification, what they're proposing is move the council to 25, not move the mayor to 21.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, Councilman Carter, and then
Your Honor,
Culpepper,
Councilman
and
Culpepper and Councilman Kaler and I were at all of the meetings, and how we arrived at this was because it said that you could be a council member at 21 and mayor at 25, and we felt like if you had a mayor pro tem who was 21 and there was a vacancy in the mayor, you would have a violation of the charter. And at that time, we felt like, do we want to have a 21-year-old mayor? But to Councilman Levisay's point, I've been where he is. I mean, I was an early bloomer too. I left my house at 17 and on with my career and all that, and thought about running for city council in my city when I was 18. I don't even know if that would have been legal, but I thought about it. So I've changed my thinking on this, and I would go along with his amendment.
Councilman Culpepper, you have any comments? You were there?
I know there was quite a bit of discussion about it, and I think that the consensus of opinion, as I understood it, was that they wanted to have the benefit of the maturity and experience before someone's put in the position of mayor.
Councilman Kaler?
And they also brought up about the state being the 25, and
Yes.
it was all just entwined at that point.
So
And
did
that's
they,
what the
did
discussion.
they make a vote on it, or they just,
Yes.
what the state said?
Yes.
Okay.
They did vote on, the commission did vote on it, and that's what they come up with, was the 25.
Okay.
And again, I think if you take a look at Congress, you have to be 25. If you go for the U.S. Senate, you got to be 30. And for president, you got to be 35. So there is some distinction between ages and the responsibility of those offices. So, but we do have a motion? Yes. Mhm.
Your Honor, I just want a clarification, please. Councilman, what was your amendment again?
Charter Amendment 3, number 1, the language reads to change the minimum age of a council member. Instead, it would say to change the minimum age of mayor, and then from 25 years of age to 21. That would make the age consistent at 21 for both council and mayor in the charter.
The reason I'm bringing this up is currently the charter says 21.
For council,
For
it says
council,
21.
right.
So this would change it from mayor from 25 down to 21.
Okay. You're
He's on the flip.
proposing to keep.
Yes, because I still
Keep
like I still
council
understand the
21.
concern of the commission to make the age consistent.
And you're proposing the mayor
to
goes
lower the
21.
age of mayor from 25 down to
Okay,
21.
thank you. I just wanted that clarification on the amendment.
And
Councilman
it's
Fowler?
been at 25 since the original charter.
Correct.
Right. Any other discussion on this?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Okay, so you have a motion and a second.
So I guess at this point, I'll say that, hey, I respect the 21, and I certainly get that. You make an excellent point when you say that, hey, what if somebody ran, became the city council member, mayor pro tem, and all of a sudden there's an opening there. So I see that as well. I also want to say that I respect all the charter commissions that's been in front of us and throughout all these years, and we're probably talking, quite a few people over the years. They have not sourced that and submitted that proposed change. So I respect both sides. I think I'm going to lean with all the charter members that have, where they've landed at on this, and probably say leave the mayor at 25.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second to amend it to moving the mayor to age 21. Okay, we're going to roll call it.
Councilman Fowler?
No.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
No.
Councilman Kaler?
No.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
No.
Motion fails with a vote of 4 to 3.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the first reading. We need to, unless there's further discussion, would you roll call it?
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Kaler?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously. Second
Now, okay, so now we got a second reading.
Second reading of Bill Number 4626, an ordinance calling an election to amend the charter of the City of Blue Springs and providing for submissions of the charter amendments to the qualified voters of the city for their approval at the general election called and to be held in the city on April 2, 2019.
Move the bill be approved on second reading, given the appropriate ordinance number.
For a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Kaler?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously, given ordinance number 4786.
To bring us to mayoral announcements, I want to remind and invite people that on this Thursday at 11 o'clock, there will be a burial ceremony of the time capsule that was laid to rest, I guess, at City Hall in 1976. Because of the construction that was going on at City Hall with the renovation, that capsule had to be exhumed. Yes. Thank you. And so it's going to be put back in place, except we have added a smaller
Container.
container. I'm searching for words here. I hate to use the word casket, but that's what it is. And items have been added to it. So that's going to be at 11 o'clock at City Hall on Thursday, and we invite the public to come and certainly City Council and staff to come for that. Now I'm going to move on to Thoughts to Ponder. Tonight comes from Winston Churchill, and I quote, "You have enemies. Good. That means you've stood up for something sometime in your life." End quote. I don't have any visitors' appearance forms. Do we have any visitors? Don't have any. I accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper? Aye. Councilman Kaler?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
We adjourn.